So let's do a 12-month channel review. Where did we start and where did we go? And this is all due to you guys. Like, seriously, without you guys supporting me, none of this would happen. Like, here's a couple of stats just to prove it. Should have probably had these pulled up in advance. So, over the past 12 months, you guys have liked my videos 253,000 times. That's just amazing. Congratulations. You have shared my video 44,000 times. You left 90,000 comments. I have gained 47,000 subscribers. I've gained 7.7 million views in 2020. Just amazing. Like, for real. Like, thank you. You guys have changed my life. So, let's talk about 2020. First thing, this was actually the end of 2019, but it was 12 months ago. The VA Shredder project came up. Now, this project came up because I had just shot some videos on the new 6.8 that the military was talking about. And after the videos, I was sitting down, I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense. Their political story, their civilian story they're saying out there is to defeat this new military armor, but it can't. It's just not ballistically capable. However, it is very ballistically capable at defeating 3+, the best civilian armor. Once you go to ceramic, then I consider that military armor. Totally different ballgame, but you absolutely need a tungsten carbide core in order to pierce military body armor. And then they got the M85A1, the M80A1, where they just boost the velocity. Again, those cannot touch military armor. However, they slide right through civilian armor. Plate armor, oh, it's not even a challenge. And then state after state after state starts proposing this sweeping gun control. I'm like, there's something going on here I'm totally missing. I don't know what it is, but the implications behind their actions say it looks like they are trying to get a rifle they can use against civilians, and even if the civilians gain access to these rifles, they are ineffective against their own body armor. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I very well could be. But I think just to play it on the safe side, let's copy them and do exactly what they're doing, but we don't have a $90 billion budget to spend, so we're going to do it for a couple $1,000. So we made the BA Shredder, or at least I announced the project. We didn't attack it yet. Next significant event was the 1887 trench gun. And you guys got to understand, this time last year, I was so incredibly broke. I did not go hunting because I could not afford the $24 hunting license. So I wound up building the 1887 trench gun for somebody else. And then they let me shoot videos with it, so that project was completed. If you guys would like to see more of that particular project, I could build another one now because my budget's just a little bit bigger thanks to you guys. Like, thank you again. I can't thank you enough. And then I announced the Black 13 project, which I did ultimately complete in 2020. That was a very fun project. It was a rifle I've always wanted. I believe we had a great, what would you even call it, a great story? I believe that made a lot of really good videos. There was a lot exposed around that particular platform, open sites. We got to test out the capabilities. That was a really cool project. I truly enjoyed the Black 13 project. Next significant event. This brings us into January. My daughter. So for the past, I don't know, 6 years, something like that, my birthday list has always consisted of one thing. A 23-year-old with daddy issues. Now, it would vary from hair color to hair color, but I would specifically ask for that for my birthday because we were that broke and that's free. So my girl would go out there and dating websites and stuff, and like a professional angler, she'd always reel one in for my birthday and we'd have a good time. This year, because my daughter's due date was so incredibly close to my birthday, I asked to have my daughter's birthday on my birthday. Now, we couldn't because my birthday landed on a Sunday and the doctors wouldn't do it. So it wound up going to a Monday. Because I literally worked so much, we'd have to wait till after the expected date, like even with my other daughter. And then we'd have to get her induced on a certain day, otherwise there was just no guarantee I was going to be there. I could be on the road gone. So, like, let's say the due date was November 30th. Then we'd be like, okay, January sometime, or not January, October sometime after when she's expected to be due, we'll induce on this date. This way I can make sure to take a couple of days off of work, and I will be there to see my daughter's birth. Well, like I said, it landed on a Sunday, so that couldn't happen. So it went to the following Monday, but it was still okay because it was completely planned out. I took off the amount of time I needed. It was amazing. Now, that was probably the best birthday present I ever got. Way better than the 23-year-olds. Yeah, those are fun and all, but, I mean, it's like an amusement park. After you've went on the rides, it's not really fun anymore. That's cool, though. The daughter on my birthday. Alright, so we get into Rich Cloeen. If you remember this story, he was basically a vet. His neighbors decided they did not want him shooting on his very own property that he had paid for, so they started harassing him. They got a civil suit going. They were using his veteran status against him. They wanted him to release his medical records, his military records to the court so they could be interviewed to see if there was anything going against him. An update to the story, he did ultimately wind up losing this by default. I don't want to go too far into the details because that's his personal life. If he ever wants to talk about exactly what happened, I'd be more than happy to have him on here, but it's not an issue I'm going to push because that's his personal life. We gave him as much help as we could. I think we did a really good job. Unfortunately, it just didn't pan out that well. That was also the start of where my channel really started doing good. Before this point, right here, this channel made money once in a while, but it was basically just a hobby. It was not something I could live off of. Like I said, I couldn't even afford my hunting license. For that year Christmas, me and my girl didn't even buy each other gifts. We just went to the dollar store and bought a whole bunch of little things for my daughter. This way she felt like she was getting a lot. Because we didn't have any money. So that basically, like, put my foot down. Got my channel recognized. That's when people started paying attention to my channel, and I started growing exponentially. A lot of people were just really happy that I brought that story out. So, that had happened. Like I said, I don't want to go too big into updates, but he ultimately did wind up losing. Which is sad. Because the thing shouldn't have even happened in the first place. So then I did Are You Ready video. Shortly after that. That video was important because that was like right before the coronavirus. So I did a video and I self-evaluated myself. Because again, it felt like something bad was going to happen. The writing was all over the wall that, hey, get ready, things are about to take a change. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know, but there is definitely a change coming on the horizon. So I did a video where I self-evaluated myself. What do I got for guns? What do I got for food? If the power shut off tomorrow, how good will I be? And I did that video, and I realized, no, I'm not good at all. Like, I'm seriously lacking. I don't even have all my magazines at home full of ammo. That's how little ammunition I got, because as I'd buy ammunition, I'd make a YouTube video. So I never really stocked anything up. As soon as I'd buy it, it would get used. So that was about tax time as well. So I basically spent my entire tax return on ammunition, food, stuff like that. I still don't quite have enough ammunition, but for the budget I had available at that time, I got as much as I could. And I got it at the exact right time. Like, basically, when I was done buying everything I needed, boom! All the ammunition disappeared. Just waves of people came through and just wiped out everything because of the whole lockdown. Which brings me to the next major video I did. That was on the Bushmaster M4A2. I was explaining why that rifle is so important. Now, there was a lot of people that missed the point of that video. They'd be like, oh no, You don't want a Bushmaster M4A2. Those are garbage. What I would get is, I'm just going to make some shit up here, a Colt flat top, and then I'd throw an aim point on it. I definitely get night vision. I'm like, dude, you don't get it. The whole point of that video was how can you get set up, you, with just your Trump check, which is $1,200. You have to buy a rifle, an aiming system. You also have to buy ammunition. So for $1,200, the best way you can do it with the best possible rifle and get the most amount of ammunition so you can do the most amount of practice with that is a Bushmaster M4A2. That's roughly around $700. And then at that time, 1,000 rounds of ammunition was about $300. So 7, 8, 9, 10. And now you got about $200 to play with and get like slings, magazines, fuel to go to the range and practice. And then lockdown happened. Oh, that was rough. I did a few videos on that, basically explaining this is what the video looks like. You cannot lock people down like that. You just can't. They're gonna snap. And I used one specific example about a junkie. I'm like, if you put these lockdowns in place, you're gonna get civil unrest. There is going to be riots, and that is a fact. So I did that video. Then we did the Paul Harrell video. That was a total flop. The whole point of that video was to say, 1, hey Paul, I like your channel. 2, a fan fiction. 3, to put out an idea to load your magazines that would be more effective to keep track of your ammunition. Because that idea is so crazy, I could not put it out as my own idea. So I made this fan fiction pretending like I had discovered Paul came out with the idea. Yeah, for whatever reason, whenever you talk about the name Paul, his fan base gets so hot and upset. Like, I just tried to use a post a little bit ago talking about, hey, I've been using Paul as a ruler. That's how I judge how good I am, because I like his channel, I follow it enough, I can pay attention to what he's doing, how many views he's getting, how many subscribers he's gaining, and that's how I compare myself. Yeah, you should never compare against another channel because YouTube isn't a pie we're all trying to take a slice out of. Your comment section is the pie. If a person subscribes to one channel, that does not mean they only subscribe to that one channel. So when you're thinking about the pie, you look at your comment section. How many pieces can I cut out of my comment section that makes continuous viewers? Well, for whatever reason, his audience, I don't know if he was attacked when his channel was smaller, so he got really hardcore, almost religious, zealous fan base, or what exactly happened, or why they get so defensive. But yeah, anytime you talk about him, whether that's good or bad, they get hot. So yeah, I had so many comments, just negative, dirty comments about that video. I just sat back and I was completely confused. I totally did not understand where it was coming from. I'm like, that was a positive video. Why in the hell are people upset about that? Especially Paul Harrell fans. You think they would be like, oh, that's an awesome video, man. I like him too. No, it didn't go down like that. So, still kind of confused about that. I can make videos about any creator whatsoever except for Paul Harrell. Anytime I make videos about Paul Harrell, people get upset. Like, livid upset. Now, I've made several videos about so many other creators, and I don't have that problem. So that's still something I'm exploring and trying to figure out. So then the Black 13, that was done. Then I did my video on 80% receivers, explaining that, hey, because I hadn't looked at an 80% receiver since like 2013. So all my information on 80% receivers was completely dated. I did an original video, which I actually took down because I was using 2013 data, and I realized, like, oh my god. Like, just about everything I said in that video is against the law. So then I did an updated video, this one right there. And basically the point of that was to talk about, because now, since so many people are like, hey, you're literally telling people to break the law in your video without even knowing it. So then I looked into the law and I was like, holy crap, I am. I took that video down, but then I started talking about the law because now I had freshly read through it and I'm like, guys, this law is written really, really bad. It can most definitely be interpreted that 80% receivers are more or less completely illegal for you to manufacture unless you own the space you're manufacturing them in and you already own the tools to manufacture it. You cannot buy specific tools to manufacture your 80% receiver. I forget exactly how the law is written, but basically they didn't want you to go and buy like a router, manufacture your 80% receiver, and then sell that router. But instead of writing it that way, they were basically like, you cannot buy specific tools to manufacture your 80% receiver. Now, obviously, it is not being enforced that way, not yet anyway, but it could most definitely be interpreted that way, and they could start enforcing that, which basically means everybody that has ever made an 80% receiver, since the law was changed, illegally did it, unless they did it in, like, the bed of their truck that is completely 100% paid for, because it very specifically says, the space you manufacture it, you must own. That means you can't rent, you can't have a mortgage on it, because the bank owns it, you must own it. And then it goes on that you must own the tools, but you have not purchased the tools in order to do the job. If that makes any sense. So you basically have to do it in the bed of your completely paid for truck with tools that you either had for a different job or you got willed to by your dad or something. Very sketchy. Not good at all. I don't know why this wasn't fought and argued over a long time ago, like way back when it hit the books, like 2013-ish. Like, the fact that it's been sitting on the books for that long and nobody's debated it. Basically, we're screwed on 80% receivers. They will go away. They have all the tools already written into the ruling. All they have to do is start enforcing them. Oh, where are we? So then I got my new laptop. That basically came down to thanks to Rich's video, to be honest. That was where most of the money came from. I had my Patreons helping me too, but I was literally so broke that went to pay my normal bills. There was nothing else I could do with that money. So I got my new laptop, and that gave me the ability to shoot a video, edit a video, and distribute the video in one day. Before my new laptop, because I had an i3 core. That's incredibly bad. You probably don't know how bad that is unless you know a little bit about computers, but that is dinosaur speed. It used to take me, I would shoot a video, I would have to import it into the computer and get it into the software. That in itself would almost take a half of a day. Then I would start editing the video. It would take me about 4 days to edit a video. 4. Then I would have to upload off that computer, which could not connect to high-speed internet because it was such an old computer. It would take almost a full day to upload a video. So I went from spending almost a week to shoot, edit, and upload a video unless I burnt the midnight oil and worked on it like all night long. About a week. If I worked on it all night long, I could do it in about 2 days. With my new computer, I could shoot a video right now, and I could have that bad boy dropped. Like if I immediately released it as soon as it was uploaded, probably by about 1 o'clock, and it's about 6 in the morning right now. Yeah, my computer's still a little bit slow because I was using bad funds when I bought it. I should have just waited and got like a MacBook Pro i9 processor or something like that. But I needed the computer that bad I couldn't, so I took what funds were available, and I bought this computer. It's not the best. It's a good band-aid. I still need to upgrade to a different computer. The fact of the matter is, it made me able to drop multiple videos in a week. Before, I would struggle to drop 1 or 2. Now I can drop basically a video a day if I really push hard, which helped my channel just blow up. Once I got my new laptop, everything changed. Like, that was a complete game changer. My channel growth went from like tick, 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 BAM! Just exploded. So, then I got my SOT. And I started talking about stuff like solvent traps, because I didn't want to talk about them on the internet without having an SOT. Yeah, buying them and keeping them at your house in a secure location is one thing. Buying them and making YouTube videos without an SOT, oh, that's not a good idea. It'd be like posting pictures of your third hole on Facebook. It's just not a smart thing to do. So, I had my new laptop helping me. I also had some momentum from the Rich video. And now I got my SOT. My channel just went... Like, I can't even describe the growth. It was so fast I couldn't even keep up with it. And actually... No, I got my new laptop actually before the Bushmaster video. So all these videos would have also been caused from the new laptop. Can't believe I screwed that up. So, alright, now we get into the riots. The riots start happening. We all knew it was coming. You can't lock down people like that. Plus, now all of a sudden the military has an order specifically for shooting civilians for their new rifle. The riots were a given. We knew that was going to happen. It happened. Things got pretty dark. Because before, if you wanted to avoid stupid people, you don't drive in population centers. Simple as that. It's easy. It's just literally that simple. But now, the riots are literally coming to us. For all I know, tomorrow, somebody could die from some racist food poisoning at a Subway, and this town could be under attack. You just don't know. Because the riots are coming to the people now. The people aren't going to the people engaging in the riots, a lot of them aren't even from the state that the riots are happening in. They're taking advantage of the situation. So now everybody's afraid. So that brought us into the gun panic. That was the last little bit of ammunition went out the door. That was when it became impossible to get an AR-15, 9mm pistol. That changed a lot of things. Then we got Kyle Rittenhouse. That in itself is just ugly. And it sucks because that happened in my state. I don't understand. Because dude didn't break any laws. Yes, he defended himself and it needs to be going through a court of law to make sure that was an actual defense and not just a murder. But like him having a gun, all that crap, not illegal in Wisconsin. I have no idea how they're charging him. It makes no sense whatsoever. So again, we gotta wait and see how that plays out. He's getting enough support, though. I think he'll do okay. I mean, those GoFundMes, everything. So it wasn't really a topic I hit on. I wound up hitting on the guy that made the portable coat hangers because he's got zero support. There was no GoFundMes. I didn't see any support pages, nothing like that. Kyle, he's covered. He's got as much support as he needs. You just gotta wait and see how things shake out and see how the dice fall. Then the MLP project, I've already completed that one. That was a really cool project. That was my M4A1 build, or was it M4? Yeah, M4A1 build. That was fun. I really enjoy that rifle. Then I also announced the Prophet project, which will be in 300 Win Mag. That'll be a legitimate sniper rifle. That's literally a sniper rifle. The concept of that rifle is literally to promote a vice president. Obviously, it won't ever be used for that, but you gotta have a concept behind a build, otherwise your build will be all over the place and it'll suck. Even if you don't plan on using it for that particular concept, you have to decide a concept. Like, this is the idea I'm gonna base the rifle around. So that's coming up. Won't be done by the end of the year. Probably about the middle of next year, unless all of a sudden I have another huge channel jump and I have a bunch more funds available to me. And now we are at the ATF fishing trip. Literally, they're showing up at people's houses, talking to them about stuff that is not illegal, and trying to get them to screw up while they're talking to them so they can arrest them. A New York man actually went to the police station because he's got one of those ATF fishing letters. Got himself in trouble. Never talk to the cops. Ever. That's like the most important lesson of your life. If they are there, if they show up to your house, they already have everything they need to arrest you, or they're trying to get you to talk yourself into being arrested. You can't talk yourself out of being arrested. If they show up, shut your mouth. I promise you things will end better. If they have enough to arrest you, it doesn't matter what you say, you're getting arrested. That's just the way it is. If they start asking you questions, you should breathe a sigh of relief and be like, Thank God. Because that means they do not have enough to arrest you, or they have enough to arrest you, but they don't have enough to make it stick. They gotta have you talk yourself into getting into trouble. Believe me, them asking you questions is the best thing that could happen. Just don't answer them. Shut your mouth. So, we'll see how that pans out. We'll see how 2021 goes. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. Like to help support the channel, I got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links, doing the Amazon shopping you're going to do anyway. Even if you don't buy what the link is for, I get a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.